Look at that. I didn't have to do the work to fix it. You did the same work I would have done.
I told you a long time ago I was fine with being junior. I embraced it. I would not have gotten a tattoo if I didn't embrace it.
People ask me about
I'm
that
just
all
not
the time.
Junebug.
Senior? They go senior? I was like, yeah.
I was a little iffy about it too when you got it though, because I was like, why would you get senior when nobody calls you that?
It's between you and
I
I.
know, I get
And
it.
nothing else matters.
I get it, but I was like, maybe you
Senior.
could have gotten MAHM or
I got what I
Abraham.
got. Maybe on this arm I'll do that.
Oh, my battery's low. Let me go ahead and plug that in.
I love that you don't keep it plugged in. Good on you, Junior.
Well,
It makes your battery last longer when you let it drain.
let it drain.
I love that.
Okay.
Turn my phone off.
Okay, yes. Turn your ringer off. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. That's how them non-playable characters be talking. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, gotta move over, son.
Also, there's a way to change that because this is not good. That coloring is not good.
No, it's not. But it's the lighting. It's really just the lighting. So that's something we have to fix another time. We're not going to worry about that right now. Okay?
Can we be black and white?
I don't know how
Okay,
to
go
do
ahead.
that.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so we're live.
Guten Morgen.
Oh, I want to play a video before we start. Hi, Sir Anthony. Good morning. How's the lighting? Is it terrible? I mean, I know we both look orange. Is it terrible though? Is it like
Yes.
horrible? Stop,
Yeah, okay.
Mom. I'm not asking you.
I wish there was more people here. You see how she talks to me?
You'll be all right.
No doubt.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do with adjusting the coloring, but it's what we look like. It is what it is.
Are we live?
Yeah, I'm trying to find. All right, look. I just remembered it. That's why. Orange is nice, he says. I'm trying to find the clip that I wanted to play for everybody. I know it's on my phone, but I wasn't trying to do it that way. That's what it is. That's what I was doing or whatever. But since you want to be like, oh, like you could have said stuff, you could have stalled for me, you could have just started talking or whatever. But I guess I'm asking too much. Tell the people what we're talking about today.
Hi, Indigo.
Indigo Flow.
So today we're going to be talking about aging. And the topic came up last week because of an experience I had. And because I'm aged. And I want to talk about that a little bit and see how you guys feel about the aging process. Run from it, hide from it, embrace it, bask in it, that kind of stuff.
You know, when you said that, it just made me think about how sometimes I call you that.
What?
Age, for short.
Mm-hmm. So.
We love you. Now I can't find it.
It's because you're not supposed to talk about it right now. So.
Yes, it's pertinent.
Well, Google what it is.
It was on Instagram, so now I'm just gonna go back through my likes because this is annoying.
How can I see how many people here?
All right, you can't. If you pull it up on your YouTube, you can. Pull it up on your phone. Pull up my page on your phone. Hello, Indigo Flow.
More than Toya is here.
I think she heard you. She said hello, Mother Toya.
Mm-hmm.
We were just having a conversation before I hit the live button, and I call her Miss Mom. And
I
she
love
said she
that.
liked that. Because she often refers to me by saying Miss Thing, or other people she says that to as well. But so when she said Miss Thing, I said Miss Mom.
And I liked it. Can't weaponize nothing on me. I like it. So now what?
Okay.
I'm on YouTube.
All right. I said go to my page.
I'm not. You have to take me there because I don't have you. I purposefully don't follow you.
But you follow me on every the F thing else.
No, I don't.
TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Yes, you
followed
do.
me, so I followed you.
That is not accurate.
I did not follow you.
That's not accurate.
I will happily unfollow you, okay?
That is inaccurate.
I don't need to see you in my feed.
But clearly you do because you be right there.
Did I miss your mother's
take on embracing her natural hair? Yes. That was last week. But she could talk about it right now.
What's your question, sir? You pull it up while I'm talking to sir.
See, I'm trying to
Can
do
you
something
bring
and she
him
got me
on?
doing something else. No, we're not dropping the link this early, Mom.
Link? No.
You said, can you bring him on?
Oh.
I'll pull up his question if that's what you mean.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for him to ask me.
He didn't say he had a question. Now you're leading the witness. He just said,
oh my God, can we hit reset? What is happening here?
I'll just send you a link to it because I don't know how to find it on here. But I was in the middle of doing something that I wanted to pull up for us. I put some questions in the description of today's video as well that we're going to discuss. He said, I'll go back to the archive. Yeah, you just missed us talking about having locks last week. And because the conversation came from a conversation that I had at work. And I wanted to get other people's opinion on if Black women, you know, if we do ourselves a disservice by having locks based on the feedback that I had gotten from this gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I
what
think
do the men prefer?
I think the consensus was that men do prefer natural hair, and no, men don't think that having locks is a detractor. But I just really wanted to have the larger conversation, not only because it's something that me and my mom can expound upon, but she's had them way longer than I have. So
30
I think
years this month.
I think she's seen the cultural impact that it has. And so that was really why I wanted to talk to her about it and get her opinion on it and kind of see what he said. I pulled over on the road I'm driving. See how you be bossing folks around. You don't even know what he got going on over there. Okay, so before we get to the clip, in the description of today's video, I had some questions that I wanted to go over. So let me go ahead and send you my channel so that you can pull it up on your phone. I named today's stream Aging. Have we lost the plot? Is shame all we've got? And the first question is, what does aging mean to you personally? Ma, what does aging mean to you personally?
I never thought about it.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. What does it mean to me?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know. I can't off the cuff
I really
think
want you to
about
stop leaning that way. Okay.
I never thought about what aging means to me. It's just something that happens. Where I am right now, it means reflection on how much time you've wasted on bullshit. Oh, sorry. On how much time you waste lingering and stuff.
I don't care if you curse.
And how much time you have behind you and not ahead of you. So yeah, aging means to me reflection. It also means that I'm noticing I'm becoming increasingly invisible. People don't see you as much as when you were younger. I don't know how else to explain that. You get overlooked a lot in spaces. And the look, that's really why I wanted to have this conversation. The look, how your looks change, how your body changes, and how it's an adjustment. And it can become a shock if you don't pay attention to yourself. But if you are paying attention to yourself and you look in the mirror and you look at yourself, it's a progression and it's not as shocking. So I'm just noticing how my face is starting to droop a little bit, and my eyes. I've already had doggy puppy eyes, is what they call it. I always had puppy eyes, not these beautiful almond eyes like my daughter. So I'm noticing that. So, yeah, that's what aging means to me.
I wish you would take her glasses off so y'all could see that she's grossly overemphasizing that part of her eye.
Do you see how they slant down, my friend? Like this a little.
Oh my gosh. Well, when you do that, of course.
But they do. If you look at how my eyes are shaped.
Yeah, they naturally do that. Yes.
Thank you. That's all that I'm
But
saying.
when you do this, like I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice.
Girl, every time we do this, I have to remind you, I'm a Scorpio. We're dramatic. I got to give the dramatic effect.
All right. Aging to me personally just means I think it's starting to have meaning to me now. I don't think I ever really considered it before. But turning 40, I think, made me start to kind of come to terms with aging and understand what it means and how much of a gift it is. Because I come from a great stock. And so I'm fortunate to come from women who don't ever look their age. Even her mother, my grandmother, she looks amazing for her age. How old is she going to be next year? 80?
She just turned 78.
Okay, so she's going to be 79 next year. And she looks better than some 50-year-olds I know.
That's really true.
And I'm not saying this because she's my grandmother. I'm not being biased at all. When people see my grandmother, they think she's my mom because they don't think that there's that big of a gap between our ages, which technically there really isn't.
I was going to say, in all fairness.
Yeah, in all fairness, there isn't, but she's still my grandmother. She still has a whole generation between herself and myself. And so I don't think that necessarily shows. While you can see the age, like I can see the age on my grandmother because I've witnessed her from when I was little and how her looks have changed through the years. I don't recognize it as much in you because for so much of my life you've had locks and not much about your visage has changed.
Oof.
Not much. And but like you made the point about looking in the mirror, and when you said that, it made me think about how so many people don't even look in the mirror every day.
It's important to see yourself. Like it really is.
Yeah.
I recommend you do it. And one of the things that I kind of appreciate and I used to make fun of is taking those selfies is good for you to look at your pictures from years ago. Pay attention to yourself. That way, as you age, it is not shocking because a little bit later on in this discussion, I'm going to tell you more about why I'm saying these things to you guys. You know, look in the mirror, pay attention to yourself, not just your face, your body, you know, your entire body. Pay attention.
It's true. And on the weight loss side of things, I mean, I've had lots of changes to my body over the years. And so the follow-up to that question is, has that definition changed over time?
The definition of aging?
Mm-hmm. Like what it means to you personally, has it changed over time?
No.
Okay.
Part of the reason I lock my hair ties into aging, loving yourself naturally, no filters, looking at yourself and watching yourself change and embracing it, because the alternative is not loving yourself, and not loving yourself metastasizes and shows up in other ways.
Big facts.
So
big facts. I love the ripple effect that me loving myself has on other people.
Ditto.
I absolutely love that. That's why I will continue to rock with myself the long way, regardless of how I show up. Like right now, I'm wearing this big oversized sweatshirt, but I feel great.
Well, y'all didn't see me last week, thank God. But yeah.
I always say too, like when people give me compliments at work, I'll be like, I dress for the day I want to have. I don't dress because I'm looking for compliments. I'm not putting on clothes because I want to come into this office and have y'all shower me with compliments every day. I dress for the day I want to have. If I leave the house feeling good, I'm more likely to have a good day.
That's why I get dressed. I dress because it makes me feel good. It does. And if I look good, I feel good. If I feel good, I look good. It just
all of that ties into each other. Yeah, it all ties into each other. Before I get to the next couple of questions, let's go ahead and share the screen. And play this video. She's so funny to me. I want to go see her, to be honest with you. I like how she talks about her daughter, and yeah, she's funny.
Listen, I'm gonna keep this short and cute. I know my hair messed up. It's a lot going on over here, right? I'm gonna wash it later. Anyway, so I was on the phone with my friend, and he's gonna say, I know if I would have met you when you was 25, when you were 25.
I turned the volume on, but we can't hear it. Now, I tested this before we went live and I heard it, so I'm not sure why we're not hearing it right now.
my hair messed up. It's a lot going on over here, right? I'm gonna watch it later. Anyway, so I was on the phone with my friend, and he gonna say, I know if I would have met you when you was 25, when you was 25, you was bad. Nigga, I'm bad now.
I guess I'll just play it on my phone. You can see
you was
her
bad.
on the
Why are you trying to
screen,
compare
I
me
guess.
with me? Holla at you. But when you was younger, when I was younger, what? I'm just saying that when you was 25, I know you was bad as hell. Man, if I'd have met you when you was 25, nigga, you could go on time machine right now, go back to when I was 25. I would have met you when you was 25. When you was 25, you was bad. I still wouldn't give you the time of day if I'd met you when I was 25. You know what I'm saying? Like when you was 20. You wouldn't. What, me? No. And then what make the things even crazier is y'all men, y'all love to try to make women feel bad about aging. I love the wrinkles that I have on my face, the ones that you can see. I love the fact that I got sprinkles of gray in my hair. I have 2 adult children, one who's 11 years old, and some grandkids. I love who I am right now. Stop trying to make us feel bad. See, this is the thing. I'm not the type of woman who gonna feel bad and go get Botox and all of that shit crazy done in my face. I like my face. Telling me, oh, when you were 25, you were badder. I probably was. I probably was 25 and I was badder when I was 25, but I'm aging gracefully. And there's nothing wrong with that. Stop trying to make women feel bad and make them feel insecure about who they were when they were 25. I'm 15 plus past that. I have experiences in life. Let me tell you this. The mental and emotional 25 version of me, she ain't got shit on this version of me now. That 25-year-old version of me that you fantasizing about, she ain't got shit on me mentally and emotionally. That 25-year-old version of me that you would have met would have sent your ass crying. You'd have been in the car crying. You would have been in the car crying. That 25-year-old version of me didn't give a fuck. Stop trying to make us feel bad about aging. I like who I am. I like what I look like. I like my body. I'm going back to the gym on Monday again. I go to the gym every week, a few times a week, trying to lose these same 10 pounds that I keep gaining right back. I'm fighting for my life. But what you're not going to do is tell me that 25-year-old me, you're going to compare that to who I am now. Baby, I'm 25-year-old me would have been like, who you even talking to? Like, why you do you? Yeah, I know you see what I see. I know you see. Yeah. Skedaddle. Toodaloo, skedaddle. 25-year-old New York Bronx, New York, Takara. Oh, you'd been crying in the car. Ladies, love yourself. Age gracefully. Age the way you want to age. Age the way you aging. Be kind to yourself. Don't let these men rattle you up, okay? I love y'all. I'm going to go wash this hair. Bye.
Okay.
When you have us in a circle, I'm cut off.
Why do you think I'm trying to change it? I just said, I don't know why it's not letting me. That's what I was trying to do this whole time. I kept clicking and it wasn't letting me. All right. So sound off, Mom. Before I get to the comment, I see you squinting trying to read it.
Everything she said. I don't know that it's just men. I think society tries to make us feel bad about aging. And throwing Botox and fillers and injections down our throat as a quick fix, that ain't it either. There's a lot they don't tell you about that. But what she said is right. Like the 25-year-old Adrienne was a mess. And yes, maybe I was bad, but I'm the baddest now. I agree with what she said. Some things aren't about aesthetics as you age. It's what you gain during that time between 25 and what did she say, 15 plus? She's in her 40s maybe. There's a lot that you gain, and even more when you get to where I'm at in my 50s. So, yeah.
This is giving 50 where? 50 where? I just like how she brought in a real life circumstance, because I can relate to getting hit on by young men, and not necessarily them being like, hey, when you were 25, I've never gotten that yet, but maybe I will, who knows. But I get hit on guys in their 20s, and I just be looking at them like, no. And I also, even, okay, so I'm guilty of having dated younger men, right? Not in their 20s though. But I think it's all fun and games in the beginning until we get down to the nitty gritty and try to have a conversation. And it's like, ooh, we don't speak the same language. I literally had to tell somebody that recently, like, yo, I like you and I get that you like me too. And this is cool, but this is not going anywhere because we don't speak the same language. And that's when age comes in, I think. Understanding, like, okay, like she was talking about the emotional maturity that she currently has versus what she would have had at 25, and how the man is only looking at you physically for what he drums up in his mind that you would have been at 25 versus now. But you're not even taking into consideration the fact that even if I am everything you drum up in your mind for me to be at that age, what makes you think that an exchange between us would have gone better than it is now, or as well?
And see, my response would be something different. It would just, like, I wouldn't even give it air. It's like,
yeah. But I think men never think about that. It's like we're going through all of this in our mind as you approach us, and then figuring out a way to express that so that you don't seem like you're mean, or you don't seem like you're turning them down necessarily, but just that this is not, thank you, but no.
That is why I do not date men younger than me. There is no way we could have a mutual exchange, in my opinion. And I don't even want to play. Like, no. What am I going to do? What am I going to do with you?
That's what I'll be thinking too. Like, what are we supposed to do with this?
And I know a lot of people talk about the sexual aspect of it. I don't even want that. I don't even want your young sexual antics. I don't,
because that's what they are, antics.
I don't want that. At my big age, I understand what good sex is. Okay, it doesn't come from.
And it's not what it was when you were in your 20s.
I'm just saying.
It's definitely, look. I if I'm woman enough to admit that it's not what it was when I was in my 20s, I know.
Yeah, just wait for it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
none of that dating younger men, because that's another form of aging. How someone sees themselves as aging. Dating younger plays into that.
Yeah,
don't run from it,
Drea.
I would love to hear from men, because there is a myth, there is a stereotype that when men begin to age, they begin to date even younger. They could be in their 50s and still try and entertain a 20-something-year-old. Can't understand that, for the same reason I would never date someone in their 20s. What in the world do I have in common with somebody? Just the way that they speak, the slang that they list. Like, what?
Yeah. Ooh.
What? I would find myself chastising them.
Yeah.
Like sending them to their room or something. Like, it would become very disrespectful. So why even go there?
That's me. I was like, what did you say?
Who are you talking to?
Like, somebody had the nerve to, and I knew what he meant, but he was like, didn't you not hear me? And I'm like, did not you not? Did you think about that before?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I had a young brother say to me, bro.
I'm guilty of using bro, though.
Don't bro me.
I'm so guilty.
And you too old to be broing too.
That is
not ladylike at all. Bro?
Because sometimes the way I use it, though, is generally. Like, if I'm telling you a story and I'm not calling you bro, but
talk about misgendering.
If I'm like trying to explain something in terms of how I see it, I'll say, like, if you say something to me, I'll say in response, bro, what are you talking about? Like, no,
she
but
never said bro to me.
I just said, yes, I have. I've used it in
anyway.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't call you bro. Like, I try not to call people bro, but I might use it in response to explaining something. Anyway, Sir Anthony says, I don't recall ageism really being a thing in the so-called Black community. The whole idea of Black don't crack has endured for a reason. Things may be changing, though.
That's aesthetically, Sir Anthony. Again, I want to take a deeper dive into what men and women feel about. You know that you're aging, just chronologically. What are you thinking when you see the changes? If you see the changes, and is that a symptom of why what we just spoke on? You start dating younger to run from the fact that you're aging. Um, those kinds of things. That's what I want to talk about because the aesthetics is easy.
Yeah.
That's easy. Society has made it so easy for you to run and get injections every 3 months.
Speaking of which, this is kind of where we started talking about this, that commercial, a Black lady with Botox, and how I was saying to my mom, I could see why it's become so passe now. Every people you work with, people you come in contact with every day are getting these things, right? And it wasn't but 10 years ago that everybody was like, oh, I don't know if I would inject botulinum toxins into my skin just to, and it's like now they use it for a myriad of reasons. People use it to decrease their sweat under their armpits. People use it to relax the muscles in their forehead as well as around their eyes to diffuse the crow's feet, which is a thing that I said to my mom. I can see where I'm aging at because you can see in the corners of my eyes, I have crow's feet, especially when I smile. But I've always had bags. But I was saying to you that I can understand why folks do it because it makes a noticeable difference in something that maybe you feel like, oh, this is starting to show. Now I can reverse that.
Here's the thing. Another reason that I wanted to talk about it is because I had my own experience with that. I went to the dermatologist, a very renowned dermatologist, for a consultation. And mine was about acne. I have adult acne. I have very oily skin, so blackheads are always all over my face. Anyway, and as I'm there, it winds up parlaying into taking pictures of where I should get Botox injections. And as I sat down further in the consultation, it became, oh, and we can give you fillers here because that's where I see my aging, my jowls and my neck in my profile. It's very full and sagging. Anyway, again, I want to reiterate, I went to the dermatologist just to get something for my acne. I started asking questions like, how much does this cost? She said, oh, only $600. First of all, only. Second of all, the $600 was to get rid of the wrinkles in my forehead. In my mind, I'm saying, lady, I don't have a lot of wrinkles in my forehead. And anyone that does this, it's natural for them to have that. So I can live with that.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, what about the fillers on the side of your cheek? $1,400 per cheek. Girl. So 600 here and 14 here and 14 here. I was like, how long does this last? She goes, 3 months. I was like, can I just get the prescription for my acne, please? Guess how much the prescription for my acne was? I got 2 gels, 1 cream, and a face peeler. $600. I went ahead and bought that because I wanted to see if it works. And it is working for me. But my point and the moral of the story is I began to instantly understand the women that I was passing judgment on. You go in there for these injections, and yes, of course you're going to see the results, but they only last 3 months. And this is a business. They want you to come back every 3 months and dump $2,800 so that you can sustain this look. But at the end of the day, it's inevitable. You can't keep doing this. And when we see these women with overfilled faces, Lil' Kim is the first person that comes to mind. The very first person that comes to mind that we all probably recognize. She is a great example of what you're doing to yourself and what that upkeep winds up doing. And we're not just talking about her face, plastic surgery, running from aging. As women age and we hit menopausal age, our body shifts, we gain weight in places that we of course don't want, and we've not done anything different. We could be exercising every day like we normally do, but these are the things that happen to your body. You go and get it fixed. They don't tell you that the fat repositions itself someplace else. And the more plastic surgery that you get, the fatter you get in other places. And that's why she looks atrocious right now. No disrespect, but we all know she does not look that well. Okay? I know I said a mouthful, but that's why I wanted to talk about it. You are running from the inevitable. It is a great fix, quick fix, but you have to keep that up. And I don't have that kind of coin. And I don't know that if I did have that kind of coin, I would continuously do that to myself, because eventually your face is not your face anymore. And even though it's not a facelift, those fillers and that Botox, it does shift and alter who you naturally are.
And that's why I said the whole thing about I like what I see when I look in the mirror. Because if I didn't, I would be susceptible to that. Especially in my age group. It's so passe. It's such a thing that most people do. From plastic surgery itself to the fillers for your face. Like all of that stuff are things that people in my age bracket and younger are doing with reckless abandon now.
Yes,
that's a part of the disposable income that younger millennials and Gen Zers are using.
Wait for it.
And the crazy part about that is it's like you haven't even allowed yourself to become who you will be. And that's another part of aging that I feel like is a gift, right? Watching your body morph into another phase of itself, right? When we're babies, we are supposed to look a certain way. When we're toddlers, we're supposed to look a certain way. As a teenager, you're supposed to have an awkward phase before you nestle into what you're going to look like as an adult. And then as an adult, you're supposed to nestle into that and understand as a woman that this is what comes with womanhood. Breasts and hips and, how your body shakes out. And, all of that, when you mess with that, you don't ever really find the confidence.
The love of yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the confidence comes from the love of yourself. And like I said earlier, my body has gone through multiple changes with reference to losing weight and having to fall in love with the body that I'm in now versus the one I had always been in. And that was difficult. That was hard to not have my fat anymore. I don't think people realize that. Oh, you think it's great. You just lost weight and now you're smaller and can fit smaller clothes. But it's deeper than that. Like you were just saying, the aging process is not just the physical. It's mentally how you reconcile it, how you can look yourself in the mirror and still find the beauty in the change. Sir Anthony says, what are your thoughts on older women that embrace the cougar persona?
I have no judgment. No judgment, honestly. But I think about, in my mind, I put myself in their position, and it's like I instantly fall back. I have no judgment for them. I know how difficult it is. Number one, to come to terms with aging. Number two, it's even more difficult to date men your own age. Younger men have a fantasy about older women and the attention that they give older women. Some women crave that and need that, but it comes with a consequence that I'm not willing to pay. Like the immaturity is just such a turn off for me. So there's no way I can see a younger man. And when I say younger, I'm talking 30s and mid 40s. I would date somebody maybe 5 years younger than me, but nothing more than that. Because I'm already running the risk of a level of immaturity, in my opinion. So someone in their 40s and 30s, no, I'm so turned off by just their projection. And you could be a very mature man. You could be very mature, but there's still, I think you said it earlier, we don't speak the same language.
Nope.
What I'm doing and where I'm going and how I'm moving is going to be exponentially different than you.
And I don't need you to hold that up to me every time we have a spat because you're not there yet.
Yeah, I knew that before I got into it, which is why I don't get into it. I'm not saying that I'm not tempted, because I look at some brothers and I'm like, oof.
Oh, yes, I know.
But oof comes with a ugh.
Yeah. Comes right after that, like, ooh.
But there are women that will go there, but there's a lesson for them to learn in that as well. How much they're willing to tolerate and put up with just to be bead with.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Sir Anthony said, respectability has always been important to me. Yeah. He also said Lil Kim doesn't fear aging more than she fears the idea of being black.
Oof.
Yeah, that's a
a whole other thing. The bleaching of the skin, girl. We still know where you come from.
But again, that's what we're talking about too. The self-awareness, being able to look at yourself in the mirror and love what you see reflected back at you, and embracing that. You know,
it's not easy, and I don't want to talk about it and not stress the fact that I'm aware that it's not easy. I have a hard time. Some days I wake up and I see myself.
Yeah, I think that's normal.
You know, but it's like, Adrian, this is what it is. Like, what's the alternative? You know, and the alternative isn't attractive to me either. So I'm gonna roll out just like this.
And as women, we are constantly under some sort of microscope anyway. So regardless of race and culture, just by virtue of being a woman, we're gonna have days where we're like the outside, it becomes an intrusive voice. That is part of the reason why I think womanhood cannot be proxied. I know we're not talking about this, but I just want to put that in there, because for as much as folks are trying to fight for the right to call themselves women, there's a portion of womanhood that cannot be injected.
I'm just saying, again, that's a whole other thing. Maybe that's something we could talk about some other time.
Yeah.
But I agree.
Yeah. Sir Anthony says, judgment is perfectly fine over here, mother of Toya. You forgot my H. Don't forget my H. Toyah. We judge all the time. Cougars are a sad case. Case.
Let's talk about that. I've never heard that. Cougars are a sad case?
Yeah.
I wonder why he thinks that.
Because why are you reaching back in the cradle for something that...
Because they're aging and they're trying to fight it. The same reason
that's why it's sad. But that's why it's sad. Because, come on now. What you doing?
Yeah, you do.
And you know what? And you know what? For the younger guys that I have dated, they never made me feel like I was a cougar. But I haven't gone past like 8 years. 8 years younger than me was the cutoff. It's a lot shorter now. I see her. So we're paw up. She's talking about one of the cats.
Sorry, cat lady.
Thank you for affixing the H to the end of my name, Sir Anthony. I really appreciate that. No, I know you know better. That's why I said it, because I know you know better. All right, so the next question I have is, how do you feel about growing older? Is it something you embrace, resist, or feel neutral about?
We covered that. I'm embracing it.
I'm embracing it too. And like I said to my mom the other day, I know I have done a little bit of fibbing online about my age by a few years here and there, but that's mostly in jest. I have no issue with where I'm at and how many years I've accomplished. I'm happy to be here, but it always hits different when you tell somebody your age and they're like, really? You know, like at work the other day, we were having a conversation about generations, and I didn't say anything about my age necessarily, but I said that I was a millennial. And a few people were like, oh, really? And then a few people were like, I thought I was older than you. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not. So
those kind of conversations mean, like, people tell me all the time that they're shocked by my age. I always hear, you don't look.
Especially that you have a daughter my age.
Well, that's what understand what that is too. Yeah. And I always have to take that with a grain of salt because I had you so young.
Yeah.
But even when I say my age and they say you look so good, I couldn't tell. That really, it's nice to hear and everything, but it really doesn't mean anything to me. I'm more than aesthetics. And I think that that's where it matters most to me. It matters most the evolution inside of me, the age inside of me, the wisdom that comes with the age. That's what I lead with. That's what that's what I like. That's what I find sexy in a man. Give me a man that is so wise.
But let me give you a different perspective, right?
I can't have my own.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just challenging you to view this from a different perspective. What you said is so valid, and I hold space for that. I think that's amazing. But imagine someone taking you in for the first time and loving what they see on the outside. Most of us paint a picture of what else that entails. When we take someone in, we might put them in a category based off of what we see, right? And so everything that you've learned, everything that you've figured out about life doesn't necessarily show on the outside. And so you give people that opportunity to peel back the layer if they speak to you. But even if they don't, they are only taking you for what they see. So perhaps look at it from the angle of, while I may, as a stranger, have an appreciation for everything that comes with who you are as a person based off of your experience, that when I take you in upon first meeting you, none of that shows.
I mean,
like, the reason I'm saying this is when I meet people now, they have no idea I used to weigh 300 pounds, right? When people meet you, they have no idea you had a child when you were 14. They have no idea the trials and tribulations you made it to get it to this point. Right. But some people, it isn't. Some people wear it, is my point. Some people, when you first meet them, you can see the struggle on their face. You can see you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just challenging you to have the perspective that sometimes when people meet you, they're seeing your beauty, what you display, versus who you are and what you've become. That's all.
And I think that because of my experience, where I am right now, that's why it really doesn't matter people telling me how good I look.
Right.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Right.
I say thank you and I'm grateful. You never get tired of hearing it, but it really holds no weight for me. And the peeling back the layers, that would mean I'm giving you an opportunity to get there, and we don't give that kind of access off the cuff. So it's like that is part of what aging has done for me. Like if I was younger and the minute somebody told me that I look good, I would instantly stop and engage.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But as I've aged and what I've learned,
you'd be like, thank you.
I sure do. I'm like, thanks. Oh, or I'll return a compliment. Oh, I love those shoes. Oh, I'll find something to return the compliment and keep it pushing, because I'm not interested in engaging in conversation. Now let's flip that at my age. How aesthetics don't mean anything. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if somebody says something in a way that strikes me, I'll look at you a little differently. And it's not about your physical composition. I'm looking at you to hear what your follow-up to that is going to be, because you got my attention.
Right.
And then I'm feeling whether there's chemistry. Mind you, the whole time, it has nothing to do with what you look like. Once I feel a chemical reaction, then I'll look you up and down and say, okay. But that's where I am right now. You can't tell me how beautiful I am, how pretty my eyes are, how gorgeous I look, or how young I look, and expect me to be like, oh my God, thank you. No, that doesn't do it for me anymore. It has to be something so different that'll make me turn my head and wait for a follow-up. Again, otherwise I'll find something that I like, return the compliment, and be on my way. Ain't nobody got time for the stereotypical, hey baby, oh you look good. I ain't got time for that. Not to be conceited, I'm fully aware of how I feel about myself, but also, and what I look like.
Also, I'm guilty of rolling my eyes sometimes.
No, I definitely don't roll my eyes.
I do, because it's I'm like, yo, I know you know that I've heard that before. Please try again.
Yeah, no. That to me, Just saying. I think
I know.
was there.
Sometimes I
was
do
there
it,
in my
though.
20s,
I know,
but that's disrespectful.
It is.
And it's conceited. It can be felt or received as you're being conceited. And it's easier to look at somebody, find something on them, and return the compliment.
I typically do that. But when it comes to some guys,
ladies. Sorry.
when it comes to some guys, it makes me roll my eyes because it's not rooted in genuineness. That's all I'm saying. If I know that the energy is giving, this is disingenuous, I'm rolling my eyes.
Sometimes, depending on my mood, because I can be snarky.
That's all I'm saying.
Maybe like a month ago, I was in Food Town over there, and somebody was like, "Ooh, you look so," and I was like, "Bless your heart."
Yeah, like.
Yeah, I'll do things like that. Like, yeah, you tried it.
Yeah, like
you really tried it.
Or like when you don't even. This is terrible, but like if I go out the house with just a shirt and some jeans on and somebody compliments my outfit, I'm like, I'm like a bum. What are you talking about? Like, anyway, Sir Anthony says, does your mother ever get referred to as auntie? If so, how does she feel about it?
I feel okay with being auntie. I'm auntie to a lot of people.
Yeah. That was my nickname in college.
Auntie?
Yes. Isn't that
why
weird?
Why did you ask that, sir?
Yeah, why did you ask that? I think it was because we were talking about the Lil' Kim thing and culturally that's like I think a lot of Black women reject that.
No,
that
I
title.
Have a problem with it.
I never had a problem with it either. I've always seen it as a term of endearment.
I even refer to myself to the younger people that I follow on Instagram. I refer to myself when I comment on anything that they've posted. I address myself as auntie. I feel like I'm received better as auntie.
He says, I work out every day to age gracefully, but I find stretching to be most gratifying. Do either of you maintain any particular regimen?
Nope.
I
don't. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I had a particular regimen, but since I've been back in Jersey, I haven't been so great about keeping it up, to be honest with you. How does your mother perceive men in her peer group? Do they seem to be aging well?
Ooh. No. They don't. They don't. It's why I think I addressed it earlier, right?
Oops.
It's why I say, ooh, you gotta look at yourself. You have to pay attention.
Some men in your age group look good.
He asked my experience.
I know, but go ahead.
He asked if they're aging. What did he say specifically?
Do you either, he says, how does your mother perceive men in her peer group? Do they seem to be aging well?
No, they don't. And of course, there's an exception to it, but for the most part, they don't. And I'm also going to take it further. A lot of my peers that I went to school with are passing away at my age. A lot. It's kind of shocking. And when I see them, it's a matter of not really taking care of yourself.
Right.
That's really what it is. They're not obese, but a lot of them had diabetes. A lot of them had heart attacks, things like that. So to me, it's a matter of taking care of yourself. And I feel like at my age, stereotypically, we're usually partnered or married. So if you have a woman in your life, and this is my experience. If you have a woman in your life, that woman is usually urging you to take care of yourself.
That's true.
And if you don't have that, I find that the men neglect themselves. So self-awareness, I'm going to say, is the leading cause of them not looking like they're aging well. They definitely are not. Yeah, that's just my experience.
Hello, UFO Kamikaze 1 and Passport OG came through and said, salute, trust, and mama trust. This is a guy who is probably more in your age group than mine, but he's very attractive and also a Leo.
Why'd you say, but he's very attractive?
Because you were saying that men in your age group don't seem to be aging well, and I would say that this is an example of one who is. That's all.
That's good to know.
Yeah. The term auntie is an audible reminder that a woman is no longer young. That may be off-putting.
Oh no, it's not off-putting to me because I'm not young anymore. Own it. Like, it's like how the minute we took ownership of nigger, it's not offensive to a lot of us anymore. You know how we use it and we know how other people use it. It's like turning the weapon around on someone else. For me, I know that I'm aging. I know that I'm not young anymore. I would rather you call me auntie than nana. Okay? I mean,
Some people don't even like ma'am.
You can call me ma'am. None of that bothers me. It really doesn't. And it's because I'm embracing the fact that I'm old. I'm old now. I'm not
Okay, let's not
I'm
push
not-
it.
Listen.
You're not old.
Yes, I am, Toya.
You're
What is
aging, but
middle
you're not old.
age? You're middle aged. I'm old. Yes. Yes. I own it. I own it.
My mother's not old.
I'm old.
Okay, so I talked to you about this quote because I asked you, or I said to you that one of the best quotes I ever heard was someone gave me to embrace the do-overs in life. That's probably one of the good things about aging is having the opportunity to revisit something that when you first went through it or first were introduced to it, you may have dealt with it one way, but now that you have different tools in your toolbox or on your tool belt, you deal with it a lot better now. So is there any piece of advice that you would give to someone that you feel like was given to you and you continue to use it, or one that you've come up with through life in terms of aging? Nothing? No, like out of all the books you've read, there's nothing that stands out to you as it pertains to aging in terms of like a...
I said everything. I feel
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not pushing you. I'm just
everything
going
that I
through
said
all of them.
earlier are my sentiments on aging. I just don't want to seem like I'm being redundant.
Okay, all right. That's fair. Passport OG says, ask your mom what memories the deal elicit for her. DEELE, the deal. Now
The
you're going
group?
to... Yes, mom.
Well, that was
The fact that I knew what he was talking about and you didn't.
First of all, we talking about aging, and he's talking about a group. What does that elicit from you?
What memories does that music or that group elicit for you?
The group, nothing. The memory, nothing. Back
She
then,
likes them.
I like them, but at that time and during that age, I was into something so completely different. I think that's when I was really embracing reggae. Right?
But I wouldn't know who they were if it wasn't for you.
So I listened to them because they were commercial. And what is your mother? I go against commercial.
Right.
So if it was playing on the radio.
But you was deep in your Babyface bag too.
I love Babyface after the deal.
Okay.
See,
All
there's
right.
a difference.
Great question,
Very,
Passport
very
OG.
good question. Thank you for that, though.
Yeah.
For nothing.
Sir Anthony says, I think that embracing aging is the best takeaway for today's program.
Period.
Period.
Just embrace it.
How do you see your family history reflected in your aging process?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't. You know that I've always broken away from the family type or archetype, so I don't. Everything about me is about me.
Yeah, but our family history...
And aging?
Yeah.
Taking care of myself
Okay.
versus the way that they didn't.
Okay.
Your grandfather definitely didn't take care of himself. Your grandmother did. Your great-grandmother did. I take care of myself. My mother, it's all about taking care of yourself. All of the diseases in my family, because of my age, we have learned because there are resources and ways to do better. So there's the answer.
Cool.
Take better care of myself. Don't eat so much pork. Don't eat so much, red meat, grease, fried, things like that. Like, just take better care of yourself. Go to the doctors.
Yeah. So before we get to the close of this stream, yeah, we will get my grandmother to join us at one point. Don't worry, that's coming. But it has to be
very well planned.
Yeah.
And scripted.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question that Passport put up there, but first, I sometimes wish that you could put me on punishment.
I do too.
I wanted to bring that up in this conversation about aging so bad because when I was little, my mom was quick to put me on punishment. Sure. My mom was not a whooping ass mom.
I'm gonna put you on punishment. But she
was a put me on punishment mom. And the few times that my mom did whoop my ass, I earned it. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. But she used to throw me on punishment with the quickness. And that, while I hated it when I was younger, and even as I got older in high school and you would still do it, I'd be like, oh, now that I'm older, I'd be like, yo, if my mom had just put me on punishment, I wouldn't have been out here doing this stupidity. And like the safety that provided me was so lost on me when I was younger. But now that I'm older, I'm like, if she could just put me on punishment, I would not be out here.
I would love to put you on punishment.
But I'll be out here.
But she taught me how to back off and leave her alone. And so I back off, I leave her alone, and I give her space.
She does.
And I just be upstairs talking shit to myself like, this fucking girl. How old is she? Where did she get that shit from? That is not what I really do. I have a whole thing going on with myself upstairs. So yeah, I would love to put you on punishment.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be wanting you to, because child.
That's a good
decision making. Anyway.
What's the question?
So he asks you to rank Shaggy, Shabba Ranks, and Snow.
He tried it with Snow. Okay. Between the three of them, it would be Shabba. But I love Shaggy. I love Shaggy in the late 80s, early 90s. After that, I don't like him because he became too corpus monopolis. Shabba Ranks, because his dance hall in the 80s was everything. Informer, he tried it.
Snow. Shout out to Snow.
Informer, he tried it. That's like, who do I like better, Rakim or Vanilla Ice? Like, really?
There's probably some people.
Shaggy all day long. I understand. I really do. Boombastic.
You know, my friend Natalie from college sang backup for Shaggy before she started doing for John Legend. Anyway, fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to introduce a segment to the end of our podcast called You Got a Mouth, So Use It. I'll go into brief discussion of that before we get to the whole segment. My mom used to say to me all the time, you got a mouth, so use it. In that tone.
I sure did.
It was never, you got a mouth, so use it. It was always, you got a mouth, so use it. Right?
Toya used to get bullied when she was young.
That isn't where I was going with this, but she's right.
And I used to tell her how to talk shit back to people to back them off.
And I never did, because that's just not my ministry.
It's mine.
Carry on. But so that came out of her getting tired of me coming home and telling her about how people was bullying me, and her being like, go back and tell them that, and I'd be like, I'm not saying that. That don't even sound right coming out of my mouth. And so, but in addition to that, you and Nana used to be like, MYOB Lee, or they would call me Motor Mouth, Mouth Almighty, Tongue Everlasting, to this day, right? So in this segment, I would like to introduce an opportunity for us both to use our mouths to rant on something. Has nothing to do with aging. I'm just going to rant about the fact that sometimes when you be driving, if you're in a 2-lane highway, you come up to, or a 2-lane road, and you come up to a red light, it irks the loving ish out of me when there's someone next to me who keeps inching up while the light is red.
Oh.
That annoys the crap out of me. And I'll just be sitting there like, why do you not have the patience for the light to go through the cycle that we all know it goes through before it turns green again? Why are you inching up every 5 seconds at the light and you can't go through it? So you might as well just wait. I just wanted to rant about that real quick. Next week, I'll let my mom rant about something real quick at the end of this.
I got nothing.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to kind of introduce it as a fun little segment based off of something my mother used to always say to me. Eventually, I learned how to use my mouth. It just wasn't something I was so comfortable with when I was younger. But I got there. And now you can't shut me up.
Oh, God.
Passport OG says it's crazy how much we look alike. She did good, didn't she?
She does look like her father, though.
I look like both of y'all, but in my father's defense, he also takes care of himself in his age.
He does.
So he looks pretty good. He does. We got to give it to him.
He does.
I grew up with that too. Sir Anthony says, I grew up with people telling me not to let my mouth write a check that my behind couldn't cash.
Don't write a check that your body can't cash is what we tell girls.
Yeah, my mom used to say that to me all the time.
Stop putting that shit out there. She used to have really, really big boobs. And she would put it out there, and not on purpose. I just wanted to wear the things that my peers were wearing, and didn't realize that I physically could not because it didn't come across the same. I didn't want to be objectified for my boobs. I was not into any of that. Okay,
but regardless,
that's where it came from for me.
Yeah,
don't write checks that your body can't
and I was
cash.
telling y'all the other day, I used to go to school and change my clothes, thinking I was grown, thinking like my mom would send me to school one way and I would have a different pair of clothes in my backpack and change into those. But that was short-lived. Once she found out I was doing that, she put an end to that pretty quickly.
Probably put you on punishment.
Yeah, she did. She did. That was on Forest Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was on Forest Street. She did. She put me on punishment, and I stopped. But again, it's like, you gotta go through these things to learn. And like I just said a minute ago, I wish my mom could still put me on punishment because she was saving me from myself back then, and I didn't even know it.
Now, if we show up on the podcast next week and it's just me, it's because I did put on punishment.
All right. Thank you for coming through and visiting us today and spending some of your Sunday with us. We're going to get out of here. Like I always like to say, peace, ease, and whatever you please. The Cash App is there if you want to send me a couple dollars. We appreciate it. If not, that's no harm, no foul. We'll be back next week anyway, regardless. Thanks for watching. I'll probably upgrade my StreamYard as soon as I can so that I can send you guys all the media that I have saved, but I can't use it because we're on a regular plan. Either way, we'll see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your Monday because it is not Sunday. It is Monday. And I hope y'all have a good rest of your week. I hope it's a short week for y'all at work and that y'all enjoy it. Anything else you want to say?
Mm-mm.